Hi, everybody. Happy Friday and welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium and energy reader and healer. How's everyone doing? I've missed you. It's been a couple of weeks and I've really missed you. How's everyone doing? So, just real briefly before we start, I just want to explain why I didn't do last Sunday's live. It was because I was busy. I was busy rescuing another dog. And this is an older dog. This is a senior who's been through so much. He's the same breed as my Louis, King Charles, Cavalier King Charles. He is just a sweetheart. So he needed a lot of love and affection because it was the day that we took him away from his owners, thank God. And he was so stressed out. He was panting. He's got a ton of health issues. I was just on the phone with the vet right now because we were at the vets for 2.5 hours today, just doing all the checkups, like an ultrasound. We checked his heart because Cavalier King Charles have notoriously, this is a breed thing, they have issues with their hearts and arthritis and liver issues. And so I've had some good news, all right, although he has a heart issue. So his heart is inflamed and is much bigger than it should. So for the rest of his life, he needs to take a pill a day. And luckily, what we were worried about was Cushing's disease, but the vet just called me and he said, yes, the liver is quite inflamed. We don't know why, but it's not Cushing. So great. So we will get this dog sorted. We love him. He's been with us 5 days. His name is Freddy. Well, his name was Fred. His official name is Fred, but I've named him Freddy Swims because I love Teddy Swims. And there you go. Yes, I did. I did do that. So we have a Fred and a Louie. So yeah, if you're interested on the dog and how he's going, I did post a couple of videos on Instagram. I will post a few more. The dog, you guys, the way I'm going to show you before and after. And I'll show you the after Monday because he's going to the groomers on Monday and he's going to look so handsome and cute and I can't wait. And I'll just show you the before and after and just see what a neglected, abused dog looks like and what it looks like after. After it gets after a few days of getting amazing food, vitamins, lots of love, affection, and toys. This dog never slept on a bed. He didn't have his own bed. He would spend hours in a cat carrier, a small one. He's got hip dysplasia because of it. All sorts of issues. This dog, literally, the owner today, or the ex-owner today, just handed me a paper bag with all of Freddy's belongings, and he's 10 years old. And you know what was in the bag? Treats. And his health booklet. I mean, so sad. I was really, really extremely sad the last few days because I was just hoping that this dog would at least live. I don't know how long he's going to live, but I hope he lives long enough for him to enjoy the love and affection that we give him as a family because we all love him. So that's the reason why I didn't do a live last Sunday. I hope you forgive me, but it was for a good cause. Now, because Freddy's health issues are expensive and we still have to go to the cardiologist, we have an appointment on the 30th of May. There's a lot. If you guys want to send super chats, I'm not asking. You don't have to. Anything that you donate or you send, even if it's $1, it's fine. It's going to go in for today and maybe even for Sunday. I'm just going to put it in Freddy's pool, right? So we're able to give him everything that he needs. So yes, he's a very, very cute dog, and he gets along with Louis, which was another stress because Louis is the king in this house and he's a spoiled little brat. He is. I've spoiled my dog. I admit it. I'm one of those dog moms who spoils her dog rotten, and I spoil all my pets rotten. So I was a little bit afraid how Louis was going to react and how he's going to feel about it. Uh, Louis was fine at the beginning. He ignored him. He's like, he's so used to, because we rescue dogs and pets and animals all the time, or we host them until we rehome them and stuff. So he's kind of used to having like pets and animals in and out of the house. I don't think he realizes that Freddy's here to stay, because I'm not rehoming him. I'm keeping this dog. This dog was meant, the dog found me. The dog found me, us, for a reason. So, and I feel that connection with him. I really, really do. He really reminds me of my old bulldog. We had a British bulldog called Mia, who unfortunately died of kidney failure when she was 5.5 years old. And I was heavily pregnant with my son, Leon. Speaking of Leon, we'll talk about the Pope, Leo, in a minute. And it was devastating. I still cry thinking about her. We have pictures all around the house. I really feel that Freddy was sent to me by Mia. And yes, our pets do that. They will either reincarnate, or they will send some other pet to help us when we're going through something huge in our life, or even traumatic, or even to help us heal from um, mourning the loss of a pet, or even a human. So it's very interesting how things kind of like, and that's why I'm also mentioning all this, because the synchronicities of it all was crazy. Because I saw, I'm in this Cavalier King Charles group on Facebook, and I saw this post where they said it's urgent. The owner is giving this dog away. He's a senior. He has health problems, and we need to rehome him. And it had hundreds of comments underneath, and they were all like blaming the owner, and everyone was like, how can anyone do this to a senior dog, and blah blah blah. And they were missing the point. This was not about what the owner, that comes later. It's all about like, how can we help this dog? And when I saw that, I'm like, I need to take this dog in. And at first it was just hosting him. I would just take him and I would rehome him myself, forget about the club, forget about the group. And things happened very, very fast. Within 2 days, I took Louis with me, met the dog, went to see the dog, met the owner. And 2 hours later, because I was there grilling this guy, and because I was like, how can you do this? And it was just, anyway, but I didn't also want to fight with him. I didn't want to offend him, because I didn't want him saying, oh, I regret it, I'm not giving you the dog. So it was kind of like reprimanding him, but on the other hand, I was doing it in a way which was not super insulting or super aggressive. Took the dog. He didn't have time. I could see that he was like kind of like very sad to let go. Again, why are you sad? The dog spent hours alone, either in a balcony, either in a garden, and these dogs don't belong out the whole day. They're lap dogs. They're toy dogs. And in a cat carrier overnight. So yeah, he's doing much better. And I believe that really love and good energy can really do miracles. And we're seeing it every day. He was so scared of going up. We have a couple of like little steps in our living room. He was terrified of the steps. You know why? Because the previous owner, they had a baby and they wouldn't let the dog go upstairs. And we are sure that this dog was abused, and that's why he was terrified of stairs. And you know what? Now he just runs up and down the stairs, and I'm so proud of him. So proud of him. Anyways, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things happened. You guys, the Diddy trial started. I loved all the reporting on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, everywhere on social media, where people who are there at the hearing, and especially when it was jury selection, I love listening about the questioning and how they would reject juries. That was so fascinating. But on the other hand, I do believe what I heard and read was like 600 potential jurors. They had 600 potential jurors, and they are down to 25. And then we'll have to wait and see, because I believe deliberation starts next week. So we will start talking more about the Diddy trial. There's so much that's going to come out, and I believe they need good readings. And we will talk about this in a bit, because we will start with the Pope. But there is witness number 3. Witness number 3, which is one of the victims, is MIA. And so is her lawyer. So I want to read around it. What is going on? That is fishy. Hope they're safe. You never know. You never know. Hope they're safe. So we will do a reading on that. And of course, I'm going to take your questions. But I think we should start with the Pope. And I want to just share something with you. But before I do so, the usual reminder, you guys, to like this video. Do like this video. Let me bring it up. Do subscribe if you're new here. And if you want to become a member of this channel, then you can just go, if you're on your computer, then just click on the join button just below. All right. A quick hello to our oh, Isa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. That is so sweet. Thank you. Freddy loves you and thanks you. That is so, so sweet. Thank you so much. I believe Freddy was meant for me 100%, and I'm not letting go of that dog. It's a lot of work and very expensive. Now I have 2 of them, and I'm feeding 3 cats. And eventually I want to get a little pig. Not in our house. We have a little allotment. I'm crazy about animals. So, but he's in good hands. He's in good hands. Thank you, everybody. Everyone's sending love to Freddy. Oh, he really appreciates. He's such a gentle soul, you guys. Those eyes. I was terrified at the vets today. I was just hoping that it's not bad news, because he's anemic. There are all sorts of issues that he has. But listen, I'm going to make this dog. This dog is going to have his glow up 100%. Give me a month. Give me a month. All right. So oh my God, poor doggy. He's fine. No more poor doggy. He's good now. It's good now. But what I'm gonna do is, this dog is a puppy mill dog as well, puppy farm dog. And I want to do a whole video. I don't know if I'm gonna post it on YouTube or on social media about puppy farms, puppy mills, and the crimes. Those dogs have so many health issues, do not have a good quality of life. It's a whole thing. I will do a whole video about this, but I'm not going to tire you or bore you with all that, because we have other things to talk about today. And I think we will start with the Pope. This is Pope Leo. His name is Robert Prevorti. Oh, I should have written it down. Prevorti. Sorry, I don't remember anyway, but he chose, because the pontiffs can choose the name that they want to use. All right. And he chose Leo, which is very, very interesting. All right. So I just want to clarify something before I start this reading and I start taking your questions on this, if you have any. So if you remember a couple of weeks ago when I did the summer predictions, or was it in the April? No, it was a couple of weeks ago. So remember, I very recently had gotten this download. If you remember, I said that I believe, from what my guide showed me and the download that I got, that the new Pope would be would have the name Peter or Pietro, or not would have, or would pick that name. I'm not sure. I just heard the name Peter and Pietro in Italian. And I also said that the Pope, because that's what I was hearing when I got the download, that he would speak Italian and German, one of the languages that he speaks, right? So this was my prediction. If you remember, I threw the cards. Now, I will be 100% honest before I go on and just say something that I want to share with you. Someone left a comment. I don't know which video, but they said, I think it was Ness. Ness left a comment and she said, didn't you pull the Leo card and you said that you thought that he would be a Leo? I don't remember that because a lot of times when I do these readings, I'm very focused on what I'm receiving, what I'm getting, and then I forget, after the lives. So I don't remember saying that, but if you guys remember it, just let me know. If Ness remembers it, probably that's what I said. Don't remember. But here's the thing. I also got another comment where someone, and you have, I love how people follow channels and psychic mediums, not because they like them or they believe them or they like their content. It's more so because they like when the psychics' predictions are wrong, so they can tell them off and, point the finger at them and all that. And I believe I have a few following me, because as soon as something happened, they're like, yeah, you were wrong, this didn't age well. Speaking of dogs, yeah, okay, good, are you feeling better? Never said I'm 100% accurate. No one is 100% accurate. And most renowned and respectable mediums, psychic mediums, will tell you that, okay? Because it's not about your ego. What we do is not about putting the ego first. So things can be off. But here's the thing, and I am the first who admits wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay. And I was wrong. But here's the thing, just like with the elections, the whole debacle with the elections, the US elections, the predictions, and the outcome of it. You remember few days. So in June, I said that I felt that Trump was going to win. When someone asked me on one of those lives, it wasn't like a proper reading, but someone asked me and I said, this is what I believe is going to happen. 3 weeks before the elections, this was end of October, I did a reading on the US elections. And I clearly saw a woman, Kamala, was going to win. Now, and that didn't happen, obviously. Now, here's the thing with the Pope, which I found weird. I don't want to use the word weird, but let's just say noticeable. What I read an article completely randomly today as I was scrolling online, and I read an article where it said, the first time when they convened the conclave convened, and it was the black smoke, not white smoke, which means they did not vote, or the whoever it was that they voted did not get the majority vote. So in order for the pontiff to be selected or voted, I don't know what the term is, you need to have at least 2/3 voting for him. And what I read was Pietro something. There was a Pietro. And I was like, what? Pietro something. I don't remember his surname. I'm sorry. I did not. I did not. I wasn't paying that attention to his surname. But here's the thing. There was a Pietro and he didn't get elected, or whatever the word is, voted, for just a few votes. He was the favorite. So I thought that was odd. Just like with the elections, last minute, something changed. That doesn't take away from the fact that I was wrong. I was wrong. Again, it's very different, and I won't stop saying it. When we psychic mediums connect to the collective energy, okay, we get what we get. And it's down to interpretation. A lot of times we can interpret things wrongly. But this is not the case here, because what I was getting with Pietro and the language and everything was very, very clear. But what happens is that because it's the collective energy, the energies change all the time. So at that time, at that day, that moment I received that download, that's what the energies and the way things were going was that Pietro, whatever his name is, was going to be the next pontiff, the next pope. In the meantime, 2 weeks, within those next 2 weeks, things changed. So I'm still wrong, but I'm just explaining how it works. Dining out lover, Thank you. Thank you so much for Freddie really appreciates that. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it because it's a bit overwhelming, but you know what? I'd rather not eat. I'd rather not have my nails done or whatever it is to feed my animals and my kids. Obviously. No, things are not that bad. Honestly, they're not. Last Friday, 2 children with autism went missing. The names are Jack and Lily Sullivan. Can you pick up anything about what happened to them? Sure. Let me highlight this one, and then towards the end, I'll see if I can connect to them. I've just highlighted your question. And the LVG, I've been hearing weird rumors already. Okay, let's look at the at Pope Leo. Pietro Parolin. Thank you, Light Mission. Is a cardinal. Thank goodness he didn't get elected. I agree. And I know that the favorite one was the one from the Philippines. A lot of people believe that he would be the next pope, but see, none of the favorites actually were the ones. It was Leo or Robert, who's now Leo, and he's American, which I thought was interesting. And let me tell you my thoughts about it, and then we'll just read the cards, and then we will look at his chart as well. I have his chart because that's interesting. He what was I gonna say? I was talking about his chart, and I wanted to say something about him. Oh, I forgot. I just poof, just went away. So anyways, I'll bring up his chart and then it will come back to me. Okay, so I'm just going to bring up the wheel for those of you who can read wheels, for it's easy for you to read. Let me just tell you real quick that he has a Virgo stallion. Do you know who else has a Virgo stallion? Blake Lively. Anyways, back to his chart. Back to the wheel. It's very interesting. We don't know his moon because we don't know time of birth. I'll bring this up. It's easier. We don't know time of birth. It's interesting that here it says Virgo. In my opinion, it's either Virgo or Leo, which makes it even more interesting with that Virgo. So we have Venus in Virgo, Mars in Virgo. We have Jupiter in Leo. There's so much. Okay, here's a few things, just reading his chart, and then I'm going to throw the cards and see what my guides have to say. So we have Venus. So let's start with the fact that he's got the Virgo stallion, okay? He's got very grounding charisma. He's very much someone who he's all about aesthetics, but very, very simplistic, the simplistic aspect of aesthetics. He's also someone who he likes art and the finer things in life, but generally he likes to appear humble. He's very humble when he's in public. He's also got, but of course, it all depends on his Leo, on his moon. So if he's got Leo, he's someone who's very humble in public, but very Leo, bold, even mean. Mean, yes, we'll get to that. Mean behind closed doors or not in public, in private. Let me look at his chart again. Then we have Venus in Virgo, 24 degrees. Interesting. Which makes him, as I said, he has a diplomatic approach to matters of humanity. We also see that with his Mercury in Libra. So he's someone he's always trying to find a balance. He likes equality. He's all about being diplomatic. He values modesty. Generally he's very, very modest. A lot of people say that he's sort of like similar beliefs. He's a little bit more liberal, not more liberal than Francis, but he's along the same lines. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. Energetically and looking at his chart, he's not someone who's more liberal. He's someone who's conservative, leaning a little bit to liberal thinking, but not for matters such as LGBTQ, for instance, because that's a huge one. Francis was very open. He was very accepting of same-sex marriages. He was just generally he was a lot more open-minded. This one isn't, I can tell you this. He also loves, as I mentioned earlier, he loves art and just generally sensible aesthetics. He has Jupiter in Leo. I have Jupiter in Leo too. And 19 degrees in Leo. He wants to be talked about. So anything that he does, anything that he says, it's because he wants eyes on him. He wants to be talked about. He wants to, and don't be surprised if his speeches or the things that he says are with a twist. And I'll explain why. Because he also has Chiron and Aqua, 0 degrees. 0 degrees. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. It's all like to the left. And what does Chiron mean? We all know that Chiron is the wounded healer, and it's all about working on inner trauma and past, like, childhood wounds and past life wounds. And it just shows with this Aqua and Chiron that he has a unique way of communicating and focusing on the collective rather than self. But it does come to an opposition, as to use an astrological term, it comes to an opposition with all that Virgo stellium, because Virgos are not the typical humanitarians, right? They're not so much of the collective. They're more, Virgos are the, what I like to call the extroverted introverts. That's how I see Virgos. That's how they are. Pope Leo does have introverted traits, or he's more introverted, but on the other hand, that Leo and hold on, that Leo and the Aqua Chiron, and then we also have Mercury in Libra. We've got ascendant in Scorpio, which is interesting because this guy has a dark side. So he has several things that I'm seeing just by looking at his chart. Okay. He's bold. He can be mean. He can also be childlike sometimes behind closed doors. Okay. Because he's very curious. Generally, he's someone who likes to learn, or he asks a lot of questions, or he likes to read and research things, which is not a bad thing. He is compassionate. But on the other hand, looking at chart, is someone who's egotistical and just needs to be admired and needs validation. Then again, he does, like, he will focus very much on education, healthcare, and migration. He already mentioned it in his first speech as the pontiff. And I was laughing because on last member's life, I kept saying pontifex. I don't know where that came from. Pontifex. Is that even a word? There you go. I made up a word. So back to that. So he's going to focus more on bringing, shedding light and helping, like, eradicating, you can't really eradicate that easily, poverty, and focusing on the working class and generally the education and schools and all that. So it's going to be interesting, but he does have a dark side. He does have a Virgo stellium. That's a very, very tough, I want to say, chart. He's not easy to work with. Let me just say that. So not easy, very demanding, very particular, very specific. Again, can be mean, can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Mean, but also judgmental. And I don't know. To be honest, I'm not crazy about him. Not crazy about him. Let me see what you guys are saying before I throw the cards. I heard he's a Sox fan. Having a Virgo Venus, yes, it is good for priest. I mean, he does have some indications that he's very spiritual and connected to God, But again, I'm just, aside from his chart, I'm just really going with my intuition here. And I did say last time when I did this prediction, made the prediction that I didn't, doesn't have the same light and energy as Pope Francis. I'm going to throw the cards. I just want to see what the cards are going to reveal about him. I'm just not going to ask a specific question. I'm just going to ask the cards to just reveal who he is. Oh Lord, I know. I agree. I'm happy too, because after the fact, so yesterday when the announcement came out about Pope Leo, I just, it was everywhere, like all the articles. So I read a couple and then I was like, oh, there's the Pietro. I was like, there's the Pietro that I was seeing and hearing. And I read a little bit about him and I'm like, thank God I was wrong. And thank God he's not our Pope. So we'll see. Let me see. Listen, I don't trust anyone who anyone who's a priest or is in church or who is a spiritual leader. In that respect, I just don't, because all you have to do is just do your research and find out what's been happening in the Vatican, in Catholic churches, other churches. Besides, we all know that, and I don't mean to insult anyone. Listen, I come from my parents Catholic, my grandparents devout Catholics, and all of it. I'm spiritual. I'm just spiritual. That's it. We all believe the same thing. It's just that people call it God. I call it the divine source, the universe, the divine source. We all basically believe in the same thing. It's just that religion and Christianity and other religions as well just created a whole story around it, which has many holes. And that's a different discussion for a different time, because I could go on about what's in the Testament, the Old and New Testament, the Bible, how I see it, my opinion, right? I respect everyone and everyone's faith, just so you know. Sick people are everywhere. I agree, Karen. So let's see. Getting a headache. It's the energy. Okay, what the spirit and the cards want to reveal. Just had a jumper card about Pope Leo. Love the choice of words. Interesting that he chose the name Leo, the fact that he has Jupiter Leo. Maybe he manifested this. Maybe he did some kind of ritual. This is my, and yes, a Pope, Pontiff, cardinals, priests, they do rituals too. Yes, they do. So I believe that he was ready for this. He knew this was going to happen. This is what I'm getting intuitively from my guides as well. He might even come out and say it to someone. I hope he does, because I'm getting that he got a premonition, a dream that he would become Pope. So he knew. All right, what can you reveal? Yeah, my kids used to go to a Catholic school as well. Listen, I don't have a problem as long no one just tries to force it down my throat or judges me for how I see things. And that's my issue there. And the whole like God fearing and all that. No, thank you. Bye. Don't do that. So I have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with certain priests and certain churches are actually fantastic and they do a lot of humanitarian work. We need to put that out there. But unfortunately, churches have become like, they're like businesses, they're like LLC sometimes. This is how they run, which takes away from the whole spiritual aspect of things. Okay, let's see. What can you reveal about Pope Leo, please? Yep, he certainly had a sign. He had a dream and a premonition that this was going to happen. Oh, or I'll show you the cards. He's, even though he had that dream, he still was surprised, to be honest. Let me bring these over here. Let me see. Oh, listen, this is his energy right now. Okay. And this is a shadow card. No, no bueno. We have the Eight of Swords. Why? Is he bound by someone or something? I remember what I wanted to say earlier. I remember the thing that I forgot. I found it interesting that an American Pope was elected and someone who has spoken openly and vocally against some of Trump's strategies, let's just say. So it's interesting because it felt the first thing that I said to my husband when the whites when not the one when the announcement came out, and I found that I swear to you, it's the first thing, and I'm like, it's interesting that they elected an American Pope with everything that's going on right now. It's interesting because right now the EU and the US are at odds. I'm not going to use the word war, but they're at odds, whether they talk about it, but I can tell you they're at odds. For you living in the US, maybe you don't hear about it, maybe they don't write about it, but we do. There are resources here in Europe that we can access, and independent journalism, et cetera, et cetera. And I can tell you, right now, EU is doing everything they can to cut off any supplies, any being reliant on the US. So, yes, they're at odds. And I found it interesting that he was elected. Now, back to the Pope, Pope Leo. I have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is being trapped, being bounded by something, not having the freedom to move, to be yourself, all right? And underneath it is a shadow card. I have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is being extremely sad, extremely a feeling, a heavy feeling, like I'm depressed, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. It's all mental, it's all emotional. Interesting. I'll keep going. I'll get to your question, Norma, in 1 sec. I'm just highlighting that as well. Yeah, I agree because I read the US. I not a read, but I follow US media, I follow British media, I follow Greek media, and I follow like certain European outlets as well. And it's interesting how they share their news and what kind of information they share, or if they do at all, which is interesting. So someone, listen, it seems maybe that's why they wanted Pietro at first, and then um the next day they just went for him, because I have the Chariot, and the Chariot is moving, like getting away from this feeling that there's not much I can do, or I feel like a sense of control, which he won't like with that Virgo stallion, and taking matters in my own hand and the reins in my own hand, and really driving the ship the direction and the way that I want to. So he's definitely going to come in as a powerhouse. Like, he's not going to waste a minute. He's going to start taking action, if you will, as a pontiff. And I have the King of Swords. He's very good at communication. He's extremely, I believe he's very charming, and he's very, very good. I don't know if they write their own speeches, but if they don't and they have someone who does it, I'm pretty sure that he will go over it, maybe even edit stuff and stuff. He's a Virgo. He's pedantic like that and a perfectionist like that. But it's important for him that his personality, his words, his voice comes through. And we will see a lot of him. He will be, I believe he'll be more active, meaning the media is going to be more following him more than they did with the previous popes, because he's going to be more in the limelight. He will want this attention. He will want to shed light to the matters that are important to him with this King of Swords. And then I have the Three of Pentacles here. He is good team. You guys, he's going to do well actually with the Nine of Cups. He's going to do well. Justice. Wait. And Knight of Wands. Oh yes, he's going to balance things out. I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of not simplify, but change things around the Vatican, or how things happen, or how things are done. But what we are going to see, I just heard from my guides, is we're going to see a lot more ceremonial pomp and circumstance and all of it coming from him. So we're going to see a lot of that as well. But if that's shedding light, or if that's just, focusing on issues that are important, then I'm all for it. But if that's because he's feeding his ego, then don't like. Ace of Swords, he's gonna come in with a bang. He's got ideas, he's got things. I honestly believe that he's not. I do, and shoot me if you want, but not literally, please. Okay, metaphorically speaking, he has a team, which is interesting. He has a team, like handlers, a team of handlers, which I find interesting. Why? Seven of Cups. You know what? No one's going to come out and say anything negative about him eventually, like generally. And he will appear to be someone who's, he's good at what at being the pontiff. But I don't trust her. Don't trust everything you see or hear. Well, the Seven of Cups. Here you go. Don't believe everything you see or hear. He's doing great because he has handlers. He has backup. It's exactly what my intuition told me when I'm like, interesting. No coincidences. It's not a coincidence that he's American. The Empress, mom. What is going to be his issues about? Oh, Lord. Is he going to be totally like against abortion and all of that? Like, let's not do this again. Ten of Cups. Oh, yeah, he's going to talk a lot about families and encourage people to have more kids. And you're going to hear that a lot from him. Against abortion, against yeah, it's all about the family. This is what he's going to start talking about and focus, and sort of like that'll be his mission. Interesting. King of Cups. I believe he was quite naughty when he was younger. When I mean younger, like, a young adult or maybe a teen. Mischievous. That's what I'm getting with him. What are you guys saying? Let me answer this question real quick. Do you see the Vatican doing dealings with Trump since the Vatican has financial issues? No, I don't believe that. I think, no, I don't believe they're going to do dealings with Trump, but they will definitely do dealings with someone against Trump. That's why this Pope is where this man became Pope, in my opinion. No, and again, this is it. It's politics. That's exactly how I feel. It's politics, and politics don't belong in church. They don't belong in religion. So it aggravates me, to be honest. Because yeah, I'm not naive. Politics is everywhere, but we're talking about the Pope here. So feels to me like politics, but against Trump rather than for. That somewhere against it. Yeah, listen, before Francis, the what was his name? The I don't remember the Pope before Francis. Anyways, was it Pope Paul, right? He was against LGBT as well, against wearing condoms and all of that. On one hand, you don't want abortions. On the other hand, you're like, don't wear like it's just the whole thing is like weird to me, at least. It's just doesn't go with my open mind and my free spirit. But yeah, no, he's not the LGBT stuff. He's not pro whatsoever. Were the votes swayed towards an American after J.D. Vance came to pasture the Pope? Good question. Let me ask the cards. I don't know, but we can ask. Dining Out Lover says, so the pontiff like to pontificate. Pontificate. The pontiff. What a word, right? Pontiff. What was your question? Where were the votes swayed? Let's see. There was some kind of agenda there, or what's the deal with JD Vance? A very weird stuff, that meeting, by the way. I remember that JD Vance, I saw an article, I literally saw with my own eyes. I remembered clear as day that it said that the Pope Francis refused to meet with JD Vance. 2 hours later, I see an article floating around, circulating around, which said JD Vance and the Pope met. And I'm like, what's the truth? What's the truth here? I couldn't find that article, by the way. I went back, Googled it, tried to find it, couldn't find it. And it was, I don't remember, one of the reputable like media outlets as well. It wasn't some kind of like random blogger or content creator who said it. It was actual. And I just went because I couldn't remember where I saw it, because a lot of times when I scroll through, I have so many tabs. Yeah, I have a thing with tabs. If you see my computer, it's tabs. And my phone tabs, just like my mind, everything's like, and couldn't find it. So that's interesting. But let's get to that. Well, JD Vance went there. It wasn't just because it was Easter, right? He went there with an offer to Francis. Little did he know that Francis was going to pass. But he came in with he wanted to make some kind of deal or something. He had some kind of proposal. It feels like, look at this, let's work together. This is the King of Pentacles, me, America, the superpower, world leader, world superpower. Work with us. Let's we have an agenda here. Help us out. We need your influence. We need to influence all these Christians, because Vatican has a lot of influence, has a lot of power. Okay, over. And Two of Wands. This is from overseas as well. The Moon, secrets. JD Vance wasn't there for Easter, get the Pope's blessings. And that wasn't the reason. He was there to do business. And I believe, and I liked Francis. I told you, he was being of light, unlike many of his predecessors who were not. And I believe that article that I saw that was then deleted or removed from the interwebs was because they were there were a lot of clues in that article, and I believe that one of the reasons why Pope Francis refused to see him, which is the case, and I believe I believe that Pope Francis refused to see him. Also, he was sick. Also, because he knew that Vance came in with an agenda. The rest was staged. Hope that answers your question. Who? Leo? Are you talking about Leo or JD? Told you. He's got charm, which is going to charm people. Okay. But that's not his real face. That's not who he is. Behind closed doors, he's different. And the fact I did not know that, and the fact that I know this now, not happy about it. Not why, what's wrong with having female leaders in church? What is wrong? Let me just say, without Mary, we wouldn't have Jesus. All right? So, who's the head of the household? Who's the head of Christianity? Mary. There you go. That's the Virgin Mary. There you go. So bring in the female leaders. We're not in the Middle Ages. Jupiter and Cancer transit will be it will be. Good point. A very good point. Help Francis with diversifying and pick cardinals. He was built a strong coalition. Could be his handlers. Pope Benedict. Thank you. It wasn't Paul. That was years ago. Yeah, Benedict. That Pope Francis sent his assistant to meet with Vance. 10 days later, the Pope met with Vance. Okay. What do we believe? I don't know anymore. It's all BS. It's all BS. Anything that's out there is BS. Oh, I love them. Love them. You're a Cav mom too. Love those dogs. When more children get offered no way help to educate and raise them. I agree. As an ex-Catholic, I never understood why women could be leaders instead of servants. I don't know. I wish I knew. The women leadership in church. Is that what you heard? Okay, that's what I don't know. I haven't done much research on him, but this is the energy and this is what I feel about him. Oh, you meant not 10 days later, but then days later. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's that's YouTube. It won't let you edit your comments. Yeah. So that's the new Pope, everybody. This is who's the leader of the church, the leader of Christianity right now. And it's going to be interesting. I believe it's going to get bumpy in general. But I don't like the fact that he's someone who has handlers and has an agenda. He definitely has an agenda, personal agenda, even. So who knows? Again, Pietro was supposed, according to my guides, Pietro was supposed to win or be the Pope. Now, last minute things change, just like with the US elections. So just on the news, they are selling Pope Leo bobbleheads for cheap. Yeah, welcome to 2025, the year where a spiritual leader is a bobblehead. Oh yeah, not that 2024 wasn't, but anywho. All right, did I miss any? Okay, I have that one. All right, shall we move on to you guys, Miss Cavi? Miss Cavi, Cavi mom, Cavi, do you have Cavaliers, Miss Cavi? Is that why your name is Miss Cavi? I love it. All right, let's get to this guy. Let's get to this guy, the diddler. Interesting. Ooh, interesting. The fact that one of the witnesses has gone MIA, including her lawyer. Okay, let me just do a quick cleanse my deck for the next reading. And then we'll see. It's going to be interesting once the trial starts. Is anyone following the Karen Reed one? The Karen Reed trial? Is it still on? She's super innocent. Super innocent. And luckily, once the trial is done and she's off the hook, what they're going to dismantle the police force over there and the politicians. There's a lot of corruptions. A lot. This is what's my prediction. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, everyone's oh, the diddler. Yes, the diddler. Now we're going to have to talk more about him. That's why I've been avoiding him and avoiding these readings for the past months, because I knew that it was going to be a little bit of an overload, because things are going to come up a lot in the next 7-8 weeks. I've done 2 readings. If you go onto my channel and in the search bar, just add Karen Reed. I have an older one from when the first trial was going on, and then I have a more recent one, which I did a month ago. And I do read John O'Keefe and the energy between them, what kind of relationship they had. Especially the first reading, last year's reading, is very in depth regarding like their relationship, and this reading was more about what happened and the outcome of it. Yes, the diddler is done. My opinion, that's what I know from doing psychic work, and what I believe is that he's done. All right, let's see. Okay, let's look into this witness. What's going on here? Why has she disappeared? Why isn't her lawyer picking up the phone? Are they afraid? What is going on? Interesting. I don't pick up anything psychically. Lovers. Yeah. So the witness is definitely a victim, someone who's slept with diddler, whether it was of their own accord or not. Because I'm saying she, but we don't know. It could be male, because as we know, there have been female victims and male victims, and unfortunately minors too. So the lovers. So this was someone who was essayed potentially, or someone who was intimate with diddler, so knows quite a bit. And this was just a jumper card. I don't even, did I cut the deck? I don't remember. No, I didn't. Four of Swords. I told you, I feel she's in hiding. She's in hiding. They tried to bribe. She didn't take it. Diddler side. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let's do this, because you never know. Diddler side. There was an attempt. I'm not saying now before trial, but in the past, there was one where there was an attempt of bribery or giving her hush money. She didn't take it, and she initially did not want to testify. Sorry, I keep saying she, we don't know. They did not want to testify out of fear. With this Four of Swords, it's fear, like really depressed. Like, I don't want people to know about this. I don't want people to know who I am. I just want to go into hiding. Attempt to hush this person. Things changed, and this person then decided to come forward. Okay. Did not take the money with this Five of Pentacles. Absolutely. Queen of Wands feeling very confident that this person has all has the receipts, if you will, and a very solid testimony as a witness in court. So, and I believe that this victim is legit. This is not someone who just wants money or fame or, just to be part of this whole thing. King of Wands here and Queen of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Wait, you guys, I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to make sense of where this person is. Is this person going to come forward? Are they going to remain a witness in this case? Three of Cups, part of a group of people or a group of witnesses. They are a lot of threes, by the way. Three of Pentacles as well. Teamwork, but who's doing what here? I believe this is a female. I'm picking up female energy. King of Pentacles. Two of Wands. So what I'm getting is this is, first of all, it seems that she's not even in the country. Okay. King of Pentacles. Three of Cups. There are more witnesses. She knows other witnesses. Whether they are officially they're going to be indicted or they're going to be testifying, I don't know. But definitely she knows of or is part of a group or a secret group of victims that have been trying to bring down Diddy for a very long time. She's not in the country. The Moon. Oh, definitely a woman. She even fell pregnant. She was even pregnant. Well, I don't know if this is Diddler's baby or someone who was in those, freak out parties. And she had to terminate, unfortunately, I'm seeing. So that could also be her receipts and her evidence there regarding the statements. But then how can you prove that was his child? But anyways, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. And she's got the star here. Interesting. This person is not necessarily an unknown. This was an unknown when things were happening. This witness, right? She was an unknown back then, back in the day. She's not an unknown now. She may be someone in the entertainment industry. She might be an actress or a singer, not like a super famous one, but she's a public figure. And I believe there's a lot of fear and regret. She's got cold feet. I believe the lawyer is not answering the phones and not, which is weird. It's very not unprofessional from a lawyer to do that. But I don't know what the caveats are or, how it works exactly. But maybe with the fact that if the lawyer picks up the phone and says, hey, yes, my witness doesn't want to do this, or my witness is too scared, whatever, maybe they will have to force her if she's been indicted to testify as a witness. But if the lawyer doesn't pick up the phone, all right, then at court, it's just like they're MIA. So we just scrap them and we move on to the next lawyer. But if we have any lawyers here, I would love to hear your opinion on this. What lady? What lady did an interview on Tasha Case? I don't know, Miss Cabby. I have no idea who you're talking about. Unfortunately, I missed something in the chat. But anyways, back to this. scared, frightened, and there's regret there, absolute regret there. This person has also done a lot of substances, and has voluntarily and involuntarily taken substances, I'm seeing, and maybe under the influence she may have said things that she's not very proud of. And that could also factor in why they're disappeared. They're alive. Okay, here's the thing. Both her and her lawyer are around, and I believe she has cold feet, so she needs a little bit of time to gather herself before the trial really begins, because the trial did begin, but they're still in jury selection. Also, her lawyer, from what I'm seeing and what I'm getting is that the lawyer is purposefully not picking up the phone because he's buying time for his client. I believe she might reappear. She's frightened. This person is frightened. So who are you talking? Oh, okay, I mean that lady. Do you mean the witness? I have no idea. It's what she said in that interview. What did she say in that interview? One of his ex-girlfriends, and she said the story about losing the baby. Ah, that's what you mean. Twice by Diddy, but no kids. People are speculating it's her. Well, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, so it'll be interesting how it all unfolds. I don't know who it is, but definitely she had to unfortunately abort a baby. I see that. And I believe she's scared because the defendant can really make it seem like she was a willing participant in all this. Just telling you psychically what I'm getting, which is not the case. And this would humiliate. She's afraid that the defense, and he's got a very strong team of lawyers, that they're going to ridicule her. So that's one of the main reasons why she's gone MIA. She needs time. She needs time. Do you have any other questions regarding this, Diddler? I mean, listen, let's not get too deep into this because, as I said, first of all, I'll be back on Sunday. Well, obviously, there's no trial over the weekend, but I'll be back on Sunday, and it's gonna be long few weeks. Not long few next few weeks, whatever. So yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. This is what the case. I have a suspicion. This is not for sure. I'm not getting this for sure, but I have a suspicion that last minute the witness will reappear. They'll be like, "Oh yeah," they'll find an excuse. That's my opinion. She's part of a group of people. Maybe they will be able to convince her. But yeah, those are the reasons. I mentioned this in the members live last Friday, that I see Diddler's health getting worse. I see him getting hospitalized. He was also hospitalized, I believe. I don't know if this came out in public, not sure, but it feels like it was on the down low that he was hospitalized, and he'll be hospitalized again. His health and his mental state not doing well. He's very, 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 very sick up here, and his body is breaking down. And it's not only because of his addictions, and now he's just gone cold turkey, so that takes a toll on the body, but it's also the evil and dark energy inside of him. It's eating him up from inside out. So it's going to be interesting how he's going to pull through the next few weeks through trial. And I've said this, I believe there's going to be some kind of like a delay or a pause because of his health. He during the trial, I believe he's going to go back into hospital because of his health. Yes, I did, and I also predicted the new Shaws, that the Shaws would be back, and and I did say that a new franchise, and I believe I said that on Kempire's channel when we did a whole thing, a whole marathon on the Housewives, and I did say that a new Housewives franchise is coming, and we now know it's Rhode Island, right? So there is. So yeah, those predictions did come true. Bravo didn't disappoint when it comes to my predictions. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's it, you guys. I'll be back on Sunday, anyways. In the meantime, if you have any other questions, but don't go anywhere because we still have one question here. We have 2 children with autism, one missing from Nova Scotia. Scotia. Sorry, I'm not making fun. I'm just making fun of myself. Their names are Jack and Lily Sullivan. And can you pick anything from what happened? Are they siblings? Interesting you say that. Lady, I'm not, you guys, you have to go into the search bar, add Diddy, and you'll see all the videos that I've done. My very first video that I did, which was with Kempire about Diddy, when all things started going down, I said, I believe he's going to either pass during trial or right after. I'm going to bring this up again. Okay, so Mimiri, are those kids siblings? Were they friends? Let me see their name. Okay, hold on. Give me Jack and they're sorry. I just realized that they're siblings. Jack and Lily Sullivan. All right. I didn't read the question right. Kidnapped. And what's worse, this wasn't a rando, meaning some sicko that wanted to do kidnaps. This is someone they know, someone who they trusted, or someone they know, whether it was a neighbor. But I'm seeing abduction. It feels like an abduction, and I can tell you this, Jack, Lily, I'm worried about. Her energy is very, very faint. Jack is stronger. They should start looking, I don't know, somewhere rural. I'm seeing barns, like barn. Rural area. What I'm picking up is some kind of barn that the police should look. They look at. Hold on. Jack is wearing blue, some kind of jean jacket, or it seems like a jean jacket, or like a blue jacket that resembles like a jean jacket. I pick up his energy much stronger than her. I'm afraid that maybe she's not doing well. But they're alive. They're alive. That's all I can tell you. I need to meditate and connect in peace. Like what I'm gonna do is, like, once I get off, I will try to connect to them, because right now it's just I'm on camera and I can kind of like feel the chat's energy. Not kind of like, I feel your energy in the chat. So I want to do this in peace, and then me Mary, or you know what, I can post whatever I get in the community tab for everyone to see if I get anything more than what I'm getting now. But that's all I can tell you for now. But let me write down their names so I can try again later or tomorrow if I'm not able to. Siblings missing. Okay. All right. but I hope that helps in any way. Okay. Was it the stepfather? I don't know, but definitely it was a male. It's a male figure. I'm getting a male figure, someone they know, someone they somewhat trusted has done this to them. And there's somewhere rules somewhere where it's a barn, but it looks like a derelict, like maybe it's an abandoned barn, some kind. But I do see some animals around, chickens mostly. It seems abandoned or like, just completely neglected. So, oh, good question. Before we go, this is the last question. Before we go, let me just pull a quick card on this. Let's see. Yeah, Kitty, thank you. Thank you for reminding everyone to hit the like button. And please remember to also comment down below. This does wonders for the channel and the algorithm. So if you don't know what to comment down below and you want to, you can add a heart or anything. Like, what do you had for lunch or breakfast? I would love to know. just, just leave a comment and like this video. Thank you. Where were, let me bring this up again. Okay, Justin Bieber. 2 jumper cards. Fives, a lot of fives. There's a lot of fives around the diddler, you guys. 5th of May, his trial starts. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. And if you go back to the videos that I've done, the readings that I've done on the diddler, it's interesting. He does get a lot of fives around him. Strength. 4 of Wands. No, I don't think so. I don't I don't know if they're allowed to mention him, but I don't see him being part of the Diddy trial. And maybe it's for the best for him right now. He's in a very vulnerable state, super worried for him and his mental health and mental health condition. So maybe it's for the best and he should just focus on himself and healing from all this, because this is going to be really bad for him if he has to go through all this and be part of the trial and all that. But so I'm happy that he's not going to be part of it, to be honest. So yeah, hey Ashley girl, hello. All right, you guys, that's it for today, this Friday. I hope everyone has a wonderful and a beautiful weekend, and we'll be seeing each other again on Sunday. Do drop your suggestions if there's anything specific that you want to look at. I'm also meeting with Jamie again soon. We're doing the Idaho murders. I promise you that's the next one. It is the next one we're doing together. So we're just setting up the dates now, and we will record very, very soon, and that will be up for you guys to watch. And I love you so much, and thank you for the support, and thank you for sending super chats for Freddy. I really appreciate that, because it's overwhelming, but for me, like, the expenses. But I will continue doing what I'm doing and rescuing pets and rehoming them and doing all of the stuff that I do, because I love what I do, and I love animals so much. So it's my calling. And thank you to this beautiful community. You guys rock. You're amazing. And I'll be seeing you again on Sunday for our usual Sunday live. In the meantime, do take care of yourselves. Till next time, bye.